Hi guys, today we're going to be doing some slightly more difficult arc length questions, okay? These are only a wee bit more difficult because we already know what the arc length is, okay? And we're trying to find either the angle or the radius or the diameter, okay? So, what we already know is we know the arc length is 4.4. So I can say that this length here is 4.4 centimeters. Okay, and what we did last time was we said that C equals pi times D, and then we also multiplied really the angle over 360 by whatever the answer was. So I'm going to say times by theta over 360. Okay, now I'm going to now put in all the values that I know into this equation. So I know that the arc length is 4.4 equals pi times the diameter must be 12 because the radius is 6 times theta over 360. Okay, and that's really the whole thing is over 360. So I could even rub that out and just rewrite it there. Okay, now I'm going to rearrange the formula so as I have theta by itself. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 360 and I'm going to swap side and swap sign, which makes it multiply. So 4.4 times 360 is 1584. So I can now say that 1584 equals pi times 12 times theta. Okay. Now I want to get theta by itself, so I want to move everything else to the other side now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pi times 12, or you can call it 12 pi if you like, and I'm going to move it to the other side, and it's going to divide whenever it goes across. So I'm now going to have 1584 all over pi times 12. I'm just going to write it as 12 pi, and that is my angle. So I just have to type that into the calculator, and I get an answer of 42.0. Okay. Next question. I'm told that the perimeter of the sector is 57.32. Okay. Before I start, I need to know what the arc length is, okay, which is this here. If this is 14, this radius must also be 14. So I first need to do 57.32, take away the diameter, which is 28. Which gives me 29.32. Okay, now I'm going to rewrite the equation that we did last time. So C equals pi times D, or arc length equals pi times D times by theta over 360. Okay, so alright, now I want to put in the values that I know. So I know the diameter is 28 and the arc length is 29.32. So 29.32 equals pi times 28 times theta, and I can just say it's all over 360. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to swap side, swap sign, and I'm going to do that with 360. Just going to move this out of the way a bit so we've got more room. That's going to multiply across. So 29.32 times by 360 gives me an answer of 10,555.2. Equals pi times 28 times theta. Okay? So I can just take this pi times 28, or 28 pi, move it across and divide it, which is going to leave me with 10,555.2 all over 28 pi. Okay, that's going to give me my theta, so theta must be 134.4 degrees. Okay. And last question, it's slightly different, okay? The major arc length is 31.1. So what's that telling me? Is it this length here? It's 31.1 centimeters. Now I'm told that this angle is 36 degrees, okay? I want to know the one on the other side. I need to know this one. So that must be 360, take away 36, which is 324 degrees. Okay? And x, I don't know, okay? I don't know the radius, but I know an equation whereby I use the diameter. So I'm going to go for the same one I've been using the whole time. So the arc length, I'm just going to call it C, equals pi times d times theta over 360. Now I'm going to put in what I know. So I know the arc length is 31.1, so 31.1 equals pi times, I don't know the diameter, but I do know that the angle is 324. And I can say that's all over 360. And I'm just doing the same thing over again, okay? So 360, swap side, swap sign, it's going to multiply. So 31.1 times 360 gives me 11,196. So 11,196 equals pi times d times 324. Well, I can now take the pi and the 324, and because they're all being multiplied together, I can just divide by 324 pi. So I'm going to say 11,196 divided by 324 pi equals my diameter. Okay? So divided by 324 pi, that is 11.0. Okay, now if we look at the question, we are asked to find x, which was the radius of the circle. So if I know that the diameter is 11.0, the radius must be 5.5 centimeters. Okay, this is a wee bit harder than it was last day, okay, but just take your time, guys. Any questions, just give me a wee shout. Good luck.